So today what I want to do is just a sort of fun, wearable but colorful look. So I started out the usual way. I've got on some eyeshadow primer, a little neutralizing lid color, and the first color I'm going to use is Mint. It's just a very, very light minty green. You could use Whimsy as well. They're in the same family. This one has a little sparkle, but I'm just going to put this under the brow, you know, and overlapping the crease a little bit, and then in the inner corner there. Just a nice light wash of color. If I want it darker, I'll do that later. Okay. Okay, the second color I'm going to use is Crusin Teddi, and it's a really pretty blue. I think it's got a sky blue kind of tone to it, but also it's a bit teal. It's close to azure, some people think. I think it's close, and you could definitely use azure if you don't have Crusin Teddi. But I think Crusin Teddi just has a lighter sort of sky blue tone, whereas azure has a more, you know, deep teal kind of leaning. And I'm just doing this from the lash line to the crease, all over the lid. And I'm kind of blending the edges a little bit. But I also want to kind of go back with a lot of color on my brush and then just pat it on there so you get a really nice color payoff. Okay, there you go. Okay, so the next color I'm going to use is Oz. And I was lucky enough to get a little bit of original Oz, which I really like. It's a sort of bright emerald green. The newer version of Oz has a little bit more of a smoky base, so it's maybe even quite a bit darker than the original. But I think the regular Oz, the one they have out now, would be just as good, and it might even look a little better because it's a little darker. But okay, so this is the pointed Sculptor from Keling, and I'm just gonna take that into the crease. And I'm going to go all the way, and when I'm doing my crease I like to do a really light layer first so I can see where the color is showing up in the mirror, and then go back once I've got a feel for how it's going to look with more color, and just kind of build it. I like this brush because it's pointed and tapered, so you do get that like little swoosh of color above the crease when you point it directly into the crease like that. But the angle is nice too, so that you can kind of go above the crease if you want. Sometimes it's good just to look in the mirror, the big mirror, and just to check for evenness there. Alright, that's good. Okay, so I'm just going to take a little bit of the Oz that I just used in the crease and put it along the lower lash line. I like to use the mid-tone shade often as the under eye liner because it's not as dark, and so it I think helps to make it look not quite as heavy, you know. It's probably better if you have small eyes to not go with the very, very darkest shade that you have. Okay. This is the Keling Line and Smudge brush. It's good because you can deposit the color and then kind of blend it out a little bit as well. I might just add a little bit of the Crusin Teddi right in the middle, like not in the middle, on the inner part later. Okay, now I'm going to take the Urban Decay 24/7 liner Glide On eye pencil in Covet. This is a sort of green shade, and just kind of go along my lash line with it. And this is an experiment, so hopefully it'll look good. I'm really not as good at the pencil as I am just with the wet eyeliner. It feels funny to me. And I can never get it perfectly even, so that'll explain the next step that I'm going to do. All right. Okay, now I'm going to take some Bare Essentials Energy. This is the Face Secrets Line and Conceal brush. And just go over the Covet. And this will help to just, you can refine the line a little bit, like make the point a little finer if you want. And it also help to just soften the line and darken it. So, because we're wearing a lot of color, so I did want to sort of highlight the green and the energy because it's kind of dark on its own. And so the Covet kind of like shines through just a little bit, but it helps to make it more wearable, I guess. Or maybe not, I don't know. It's pretty colorful. You could wear it out. Alright, I think it looks a little better. I like it. Okay, now just from doing the crease and stuff, I feel like the Crusin Teddi is faded just a little bit, and so I want it to be a little more intense. So I'm just going to take this small Keling small eyeshadow brush and just pat a little extra on top, just to brighten it and even it out again. You can also kind of go down by the eyeliner, and I'll just soften the edge a little bit. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, and that's basically it. You could do a sort of a darker line on the bottom if you like, but and you could also, if your crease doesn't look blended out enough, take the mint and then blend it out. But that's it. Thanks for watching.